Hey guys, today in 5 minutes or less, I'm going to talk to you about sleep. The reason I chose sleep as the first topic of conversation is because it is a critically important variable in performance, health, and lifespan. And I think a lot of times people at your age are probably thinking about performance more than health and lifespan, but you can definitely be putting in your deposits right now for a healthy and potentially long life if you're taking care of your sleep. Um, Sometimes when we think about performance, we think about physical performance, but obviously there are cognitive benefits as well. So memory, concept consolidation, and creative thought are also things that can be benefited from the appropriate night's sleep every night. And one really nice illustration, I think, of the effect of sleep on cognition is that the highest, independent of weather-related traffic accidents, the highest incidence of traffic accidents every year is this Monday after the springtime change. So after daylight savings in the spring, when we lose an hour of sleep and we lose our sleep rhythm, that's when the highest incidence of traffic accidents are every year. Sleep, how it relates to performance. So they do a lot of research on this type of stuff, and when participants slept less than 8 hours of sleep in all studies, and in some studies they slept as low as less than 6 hours of sleep, this is the effect sleep deprivation had on performance. Time to exhaustion decreased by 10 to 30%. Significant decreases in aerobic output, muscular strength, and muscular endurance, and power, which is often measured by vertical jump height, increased lactate accumulation, decreased blood oxygen saturation. Obviously, if you can't saturate your blood as highly with oxygen, you can't deliver as much oxygen to your muscles for energy production. Increased blood CO2 accumulation, which obviously is a sign that's a byproduct of energy production in your muscle, and having an accumulation of CO2 in your body leads to a shortened ability to exert physical effort, and leads to a feeling of fatigue, and then decreased ability to cool the core. This is a cool illustration of how sleep affects performance as well. So this research was done on Andre Iguodala in the 2014-2015 NBA season when he won. His team won the NBA championship, and he was the MVP of the finals. And so when Andre Iguodala slept more than 8 hours a night, he had a 12% increase in minutes played, 29% increase in points per minute, 2% increase in three-point percentage, and a 9% increase in free throw percentage when he slept less than 8 hours a night. He had a 37% increase in turnovers and a 45% increase in fouls committed, which those are significant stats. I think that's a great illustration of how sleep relates to performance. Sleep and injury. So we're obviously always trying to stay healthy. We're trying to stay in the lineup. We work really hard to be better at our sport. We want to make sure we stay in the lineup as much as we can, and be able to help out the team. And so this is how sleep relates to injury, and there's an inverse relationship between sleep time and injury rates. And so if you can see, the difference between 7 hours of sleep and 8 hours of sleep is a 25% increase in chance of injury. So that's pretty staggering. I think obviously this is a good indication that we want to be getting the appropriate night's sleep. And so what are the appropriate amount of hours? Well, this is a general guideline. If you worked with a sleep specialist, they could probably narrow this down a little bit. They could probably talk to you a little bit about what time to go to bed and what time you should be waking up, based on what your schedule is. But this is a really good general guideline developed through the research done, over time, which there's been a pretty good chunk of at this point. And on sleep habits, so how to get a good night's sleep. The schedule is a really, really big thing. And so making sure that you set up a schedule for yourself to keep your sleep rhythm and to get the appropriate amount of sleep is very important. And then also other good sleep hygiene practices are only sleeping in your bed. So try to avoid, studying, being on your computer, being on your phone as much as possible, during waking hours. Try to sleep in a cool, dark, gadget-free bedroom. Have your screen off for 1 hour plus before bed. The blue light that comes off the screen is, kind of increases cortisol and decreases melatonin production, which we're trying to flip that at nighttime when we're going to sleep, and avoid big snacks 1 hour before bed. I have a sleep ring called the Oura Ring, and this is the one thing that I know if I have too much food within that 1 hour before bed, it definitely affects my sleep based on my sleep scores. Why We Sleep by Matt Walker is a great book, a great resource for this, and the National Sleep Foundation has lots of great information on all this stuff as well. I hope that you guys found this helpful. Until next time, see ya.